Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this exciting section on research methodology. Today we are going to dive deep into the ins and outs of punctuation with quotations. So before we jump in, let's quickly review why mastering punctuation with quotations is so crucial in academic writing. Proper punctuation not only ensures the clarity and precision in your work, but it also upholds the integrity of your sources. So, in this section, we will explore the key guidelines from the MLA Handbook 8th edition, and I will share the practical examples to help you apply these rules effectively in your own writings. So, without further ado, let's get started. And guys, I have made this presentation simpler and more understandable to help you to grasp the concept more clearly and accurately. And I have divided this section into 8 parts so that this structure will make it easier for you to follow along and apply the rules effectively. So in punctuation with quotation, firstly we are dealing with the formally introduced quotation. So this approach is actually used when the quotation is being formally introduced, like typically by mentioning the name of the author or providing the contextual information, right? So when this is the case, you have to use a colon to separate the introductory text from the quotation, and you should be always be very clear that the colon has to be placed out before the quotation. Okay, so don't worry, it will be very easy if you go through the example. Here we have an example like Shelley held a bold view, colon, open quotation, poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world, close quotation, parenthetical citation 794, period. Friends, always ensure you are clear on the basics, especially when it comes to where to place the period, comma, and other punctuation marks. Remember, period and comma typically goes inside the quotation marks. However, there is an expectation when the period comes after the citation, especially in parenthetical citation, so rather than the inside the quotation marks. So this often occurs in an analytical citations. It's crucial to be solid on these fundamentals to grasp this concept even better. So now let's see the explanation of the example. So in this sentence, you can see that the phrase Shelley held a bold view is something like introducing. Okay, it is something like introduction or introducing the quote in a very formal way, right? And the colon here, it actually acts as a clear divider between your introduction and the exact words of Shelley. And this is what makes the quote feel more significant, right? And this is what we come to know how does it works in a formally introduced quotation. Next we have the integral quotation. So let's see what the integral quotation deals with, right? So you just think of it as a quote, right, that fits right into your sentence, making it sounds like a part of your own words, when you blend a quote into your sentence, and you need to show it as a quote, just popping a comma before it. Don't worry, it is very easy to understand if you go through the example. Here we have the example like open quotation, poets, comma, close quotation, according to Shelley, comma, open quotation, are the unacknowledged legislators of the world, close quotation, open parenthesis 794, close parenthesis, period. So from this example, you can see how Shelley's words are smoothly woven into the text, right? With the help of the comma, we separate Shelley's words, right? Shelley's quote, that is his quotes, from our own writing without breaking the flow, right? So this is what integral quotation deals with. And here we have the inverted quotation. So to make this concept still more better, you just imagine that you just want to slip a quote right into your sentence, okay, without any extra fuse. That's what an inverted quotation is all about. Yeah, it is. It's all about that. So it's something like mixing a quote right into your own words so smoothly that you don't need any extra punctuations like comma or colon, etc. Right? And here we have the example to make your understanding still more clear. Shelley thought poets, open quotation, the unacknowledged legislators of the world, close quotation, open parenthesis 794, close parenthesis period. So as you could see in the example, the unacknowledged legislators of the world fits right into the sentence, right? It fits right into the sentence. So it's something like it blends perfectly with your own words without disrupting the flow. So it's like the quote and your writing are having a smooth conversation. And next we have the block quotations. So make this concept still more clear. Let me give you an example, okay? You just imagine that I just need to quote something which is like a very long quote, which is more than 4 to 5 lines, okay? What I do is that I use this block quote quotation, okay? What it actually means is that that you set it off from your main text by indulging it and separating it from your own writing. Okay, so if this is the case, then there is no need for external quotation marks around the whole block, since the format makes it itself clear that it is a quote, right? It is a quote, so there is no need of any external quotation. So, but if there is a quotation marks that is being used in the original text, then you should keep it as it is. Okay, there should be no changes in it. Okay, and here we have the example to show you how it looks like. And here we have Shelley emphasizes the roles of the poet in society, right? Now we have the block quotes, which is being separated or which stands apart from the rest of the text, right? Like open quotation, poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world, period, close quotation. So I think you can notice how these block quotes stands apart from the rest of the text, and that indentation tells you that the readers that to your readers that it is a quote, right? And it remembers to keep many original quotation marks, but you do not need to add more around the block itself. So this is all about block quotation. So on coming to double and single quotation marks, let me show you how to use them. So here is a little trick for quoting quotes. So when you are quoting something that has its own quote inside it, you use double quotation for the main quotes, okay, and the single quotation marks for the quote within it. So let's break it down with an example. Open quotation, are you a CO? Question mark, close quotation. I asked the fellow jailbird, period. Open quotation, no, comma, close quotation. He answered, comma. Open quotation, I am a JW, period, close quotation. So in this sentence, the double quotation mark shows the main dialogue, okay? The double quotation mark shows the main dialogue, and while the single quotation marks inside show what the fellow birds has quoted as saying. So it's like layering quotes, okay? So like double quotation marks is for the big picture, and the single mark for the details within it, right? So this is all about double and single quotation mark. And here we have the single pairs of quotation marks. So let's see what's this good for. So sometimes you may only need one set of double quotation marks for your entire quotes, okay? Especially if it is straightforward or the context is clear. This happens, okay? And when you introduce the quote clearly and do not need any extra punctuations. So let's see an example. So meeting a fellow prisoner, comma, Lowell asks, comma, open quotation, are you a CO? Question mark, close quotation. So in this case, you can see that the quote is directly presented on the introduction, right? Like Lowell asks, okay? Lowell asks makes it clear that it is a quote, right? It is a quote. So you just use one set of quotation mark around the whole thing. It keeps things simple. So this is all about the single pairs of quotation marks. So now let us break down the rules with some clear and engaging examples. So reproducing internal punctuation. What it actually means is that when you quote a text, you must keep all the punctuation marks exactly as they appear in the original. Okay, this includes like comma, periods, question marks, and many other punctuations. Why it is important is that keeping the original punctuation actually preserves the author's intended meaning and tone. So that's the main reason for it. And now let's see an example like open quotation. You have got to be a carefully thought, period, close quotation. So how could I incorporate this text? Actually, it is in the musical South Pacific, comma, a character sings, comma, open quotation. You have got to be carefully thought, period, close quotation. Okay. This quote is presented exactly it was in the original, right? And including the periods at the end was the same what it was exactly there in the original. So no changes are made to the internal punctuations. So this is all about the reproducing internal punctuations. So here we come to the end of the section with the last topic, changing closing punctuations. Right, let's see what it means. So when integrating a quote into your sentence, okay, you must need to adjust the punctuations at the end of the quote to fit the overall sentence structure. For example, you just imagine that your original quote ends with a period, but your sentence need a comma or any other punctuations. You should make the adjustment. Okay, you should make the adjustment. Why it is important? Because this helps your sentence flow smoothly and remains grammatically correct, and it also keeps the quote's meaning intact. Okay, this is the important point of it. And here we have given the example, like you can see the original text which ends with a period, and when I have incorporated it into my text, you can see that it has been the period has been replaced with a comma right at the end of the quote, because the quote is the part of the larger sentence. Okay, that's why this adjustment has been made. So this adjustment keeps the sentence grammatically correct without changing the quote's meaning. Okay, so that is why changing closing punctuation matters. So before we wrap up, I just want to say a big thank for joining today's section on punctuations with quotations. So we have covered how these tiny marks, whether it is a comma, colon or a punctuation marks, plays a huge role in shaping our writing, right? So as you continue with your research and writings, keep these tips in your mind. Paying attention to these details can really evaluate and provide clarity to your work. So let's keep on writing sharp, our quotes accurate, and our punctuation on point. So once again, I thank everyone for watching.